Hey, what's the deal, man? It's your boy Tag for Pro Wrestling Tag. And man, as of this recording, it's 5/17, on a very cloudy Wednesday, September 25th. Look at me, I'm fucking tired. Yeah, I am tired than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got work. I don't got work at all today. But you know what is? The cloudiness of the rain makes me tired. You know what I mean? I'm usually up and energetic, but like right now, I'm just fucking done. And plus, like I said before, I'm in the process of moving. I'm moving and stuff, but I will be back. More than likely, I'm gonna be either the new place here in Fort Greene or probably Clinton Hill, but it's the same shit. It's the exact same shit. Same, look, Fort Greene and Clinton Hill are basically one and the same. They're pretty much one and the same. Just like Crown Heights and Brownsville, they're basically one and the same. So, and for anybody who's never been to Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, man, it's the heart of Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was born in Williamsburg, raised in Crown Heights until I was about 25. Then I moved to Fort Greene. You know what I mean? So it's Fort Mean Green, nigga. You know what I mean? But I definitely wanted to make this video because there's a lot of shit I want to say. A lot, yo. There's a whole lot. The NWA. Billy Corgan's NWA. Now, I remember the NWA from back in my time when, the NWA was affiliated. At one time, the NWA was one of the top wrestling promotions in the country, along with the WWF. You had that, the WWF, and then you had the AWA. And, the NWA, because the NWA was actually a conglomerate. So the NWA was basically an affiliate of two promotions that basically were under Jim Crockett Promotions, right? Which was Georgia Championship Wrestling and Mid-Atlantic, right? Or NWA Mid-Atlantic. Basically, it was Mid-Atlantic. Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, but the NWA's name was attached to it. And then, of course, the UWF got involved in this. And I think Florida Championship Wrestling, all this was under Jim Crockett Promotions. Then he wound up selling it to Ted Turner. And that's how they changed everything to World Championship Wrestling, right? So they didn't need the NWA anymore. And then, of course, with what happened back in '93 with the whole shit with Shane Douglas and in the ECW Championship where he swerved the NWA. It was a tournament for the NWA World Championship. Shane Douglas wins it. And then he swerves. He threw the fucking NWA title down and declared himself the brand new ECW World Heavyweight Champion. Extreme Championship Wrestling. Well, it was the NWA, it was the ECW, which was, affiliated with the NWA, and then they threw it down, and then they changed everything to Extreme Championship Wrestling. So the NWA, and yes, I forgot about the short-lived NWA WWF, the relationship, and again, they try to come back with TNA, the relationship with, where they made NWA TNA, which I thought was dope. But of course, the NWA with their outdated rules and their outdated tactics, it was enough to really drive, TNA into their own brand, So the NWA, it wasn't really a promotion. It was more of a governing body. But when Billy Corgan brought it, that's when it became a promotion. And listen, it stood the test of time. It did, I am shocked at this point that the NWA is still around, but it does have a lot of history and such, and that's why it's still there. And where the NWA completely fucked up at was last year, where in one of their pay-per-views, they ran a spot that was so controversial, right? It was a spot where Sinister Minister, aka James Mitchell, had a bunch of people in a quote-unquote VIP section, and they were sniffing cocaine, during that session, during that party session stuff. And mind you, this was also days where they announced a TV deal with the CW. And mind you, it's really hard now to get a TV deal as a pro wrestling promotion. Unless your name is AEW and WWE, and to an extent TNA, you're not going to get a fucking deal. You're not going to get a TV deal. You're not. You're not. It's really hard. It's extremely hard. And Billy Corgan went to do that little angle, and he fucked up. Yeah, I mean, he fucked this whole shit. Like, how the fuck do you throw away a deal like that, over a cocaine spot, B? Then you got to be real fucking incompetent. And of course, the people in the CW was not happy. They clearly were not happy. They were not happy at all. And, oh yeah, I forgot. Let me also bring this in too. COVID was very difficult for the NWA. It was very fucking difficult. And I'm surprised Billy Corgan didn't shut the NWA down, but they was going through a lot of financial issues. And now that NXT is coming to CW, it's not no fucking coincidence. I heard people say, oh well, WWE they don't have exclusivity, so they're gonna let the NWA stay. No, the fuck they're not. I find it very, 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 very coincidental that the NWA's deal expires next week, with the CW, and then NXT just comes right in. Do you really think that people are gonna clamor over the NWA when there's NXT there, who's affiliated with WWE? That is a WWE product, Like, nobody in their right fucking mind is gonna choose the NWA for the WWE. Get the fuck out of here. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Like, you're gonna bypass WWE for NWA power? Come on, man. You serious? Like, you that serious? Like, I was hearing people say, oh, well, the WWE, should do a work agreement with the NWA. The NWA died. The NWA really died in 2019, when AEW came, because there was no work agreement. Remember, during All In 2018, Cody Rhodes, faced Tim Storm for the NWA Championship. And mind you, the NWA Championship, it was getting there because, like I said, independent wrestling was on the rise. So the NWA falls into that. So independent wrestling was coming up, and the NWA just happened to be a passenger in that train where it was coming up. You see? So, and remember, people were hyping up the NWA. Oh, indie wrestling this, and, it's good that they have all these promotions, and fuck WWE and shit like that. And then look what happened 2023, 2024. The indie wrestling boom is down. That shit is down. And look what's going on with the NWA. This is smart. WWE played their cards correctly. More than likely, if NXT was not on the CW, the NWA would have been on the CW. But let's keep it a buck. The NWA know, and Billy Corgan knows that, WWE is going to get very, very high views on the CW without a shadow of fucking doubt. I mean, come on. It went from the CW, the NWA deal, because of that stupid ass cocaine spot, went from the CW, right, all the way down to the CW app, right? Went all the way down CW app, and now it's done. Now it's done. And Billy Corgan has nobody to blame but himself. The NWA's in trouble. They are in big trouble. You think YouTube, putting your shit on YouTube, you're gonna survive? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're smoking? Like, a lot of these wrestling programs are desperate to get into TV, because YouTube is just not enough. Same thing with MLW. Major League Wrestling is the exact same shit. But you know what? I like MLW. I don't have a problem with MLW. I really don't. But the NWA is in a lot of fucking trouble. They are in a lot of trouble. I don't know how they survive 2025. I don't. I truly don't. After that debacle, and now the CW is not there, and plus I'm hearing problems about Billy Corgan and stuff. I don't know if the NWA is going to survive. I don't know. We could very well see a deja vu situation with Ring of Honor, where they basically release everyone and they sell off the NWA, and do I think, and mind you, WWE is not in the business of buying promotions anymore. They're not. They're not. If anything, I would sell off, if I'm WWE, I would sell off almost all the promotions I have, that I brought over the years, with the exception of three. I say four. They're definitely not getting rid of the WCW stuff. That is not in their DNA. They are not getting rid of the ECW stuff. And they're clearly not getting rid of the AWA stuff. They are not. They are fucking not. So what I would do is I would get and Evolve. I would keep Evolve. You know why? Because independent wrestling and shit like that. But everything else, Florida Championship Wrestling, that belongs to the NWA. Anything that belongs to the NWA, right? During the WCW rise, I would keep. I'm keeping everything else. But all the other ones, like Smoky Mountain Wrestling, I'm getting rid of. The NWA at this point in 2024 is a dead brand. It's a dead fucking brand. The 10 pounds of gold, that don't mean shit. That doesn't mean a fucking thing. The WWE title is the WWE title is the most prestigious title in all of pro wrestling. Bar fucking none. Hands down. It's not the IWGP Championship or the fucking or the AEW Championship. Suck my dick. Suck my fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the WWE Championship. And like I said, I feel bad for the NWA because the NWA is in a lot of fucking trouble. I mean, shit, you have people complaining about when to get the fuck out. They're not getting paid and such. So there's going to be a lot of fucking problems, boy. The NWA is going to get into a lot of deep shit. That's my feeling. I don't think it's going to be around by 2025. I don't know what the fuck Billy Corgan's going to do. I do not. Because you can't survive off of YouTube. You can't. You fucking can't. You legit can't. The NWA no longer has value in their brand. They don't. They fucking don't. What are they going to do? What, make a work relationship with WWE? That's not happening. WWE already has a work relationship with a better company, TNA. You know what I'm saying? They have a better work relationship with them than the NWA. Why the fuck would the WWE want to go take a step backwards? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But listen, guys, I'm about to be out. You know what I mean? And I'm going to catch y'all possibly tomorrow because, who knows? There could be a lot of news coming up. All right? Peace.